We have Carmindy. Carmindy is like Madonna. She doesn't need a last name or any way to explain herself. She definitely is an awesome, successful, wonderful, empowering woman who happens to be a makeup artist at the Stars, and many of you probably know her from TLC's What Not to Wear. And that's how I became familiarized with you, and then you were on my Cosmo show, and we became fast friends.
From the show, right? From
Yep.
What Not to Wear.
Mm-hmm.
You were a big fan.
I was a huge fan.
Yay, that's great.
Yeah, the other ones, you know, Clinton was nice, Stacey was nice, but you were always like the stick out to me.
Well, it's all about the makeup at the end of the day. It's really it's the cherry on the cake, so it's the final touches. And I knew a lot of people that were kind of fast forwarding it to that part because honestly, that's where you see the biggest transformation happen. So
right.
A lot of fun.
Right. So first off, you have something really cool that I want everyone to know about, which is an iTunes app.
Yes. Actually, right now, today, we are on the What's Hot and Happening. So we're actually on the iTunes homepage, and it's the Carmindy app. And what this is, it's an app that makes you be able to avatar yourself. Ooh. So you get to choose your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color. And then once you have your avatar, you can go through each and every look, whether it's the 5-minute face, date night, a wedding, vacation glow, girls' night out, holiday party, black tie. And not only do you find the look and how to apply it, but the exact shades and products that are right for you, custom chosen by me.
So people actually put in their own picture and then they go from there?
No, it's actually an avatar. So basically, we try to find a face that's like a universal face, a face that, you know, is all races, all, you know, combinations. And then what you do is you put in your skin tone and hair color. And the hardest thing is for women to find out the colors that are right for them, right?
Oh, yes.
When you go to a store or you go to a department store or drugstore, it's like, what shades are right for me? I have porcelain skin, redhead, I'm mocha skinned with blonde hair. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
So this actually takes the guesswork out. It's kind of like a modern day Color Me Beautiful.
I love that.
Remember that?
Yes, I remember Color
Me Beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's like, I'm a spring, I'm a summer, what am I?
I was a winter.
Yes.
I know that much.
It's like, that's kind of the dated concept. And when it comes to makeup, there's so many shades, and some are sheer, some are sparkly. So you kind of want to know when you go into a store,
right,
what products are right for me.
And you know what's a little scary too is I think when women go to the makeup counter, they get so overwhelmed, and someone who may not really know their skin tone and might not pick up their pigment. Like for me, when I go sit down in a makeup chair at a mall, let's say, I've always had people who are like, you're going to look great in purples. Mm-hmm. And immediately they're putting in me like in mauve, dark lipsticks and dark colors, and I'm like, oh my God, I look like a mafia wife.
Well, that's what happens. You run the risk sometimes when you go to a mall, when you go to a cosmetic counter. These people are trained in sales. Yes, they've got makeup experience,
but not like you.
At the end of the day,
not like you.
Sales. And what's great about my app is, of course, I have my product line, which is Natural Beauty inspired by Carmindy. I partnered with Sally Hansen. It's available at CVS, Rite Aids, drugstore.com. And what's really cool is that I also name, I think, 8 other products altogether. So not only can you find both drugstore, but also department store brands. I talk about NARS and MAC and Lancome, because I think that there's not just one brand that's right for everyone.
Right.
And the other thing, too, is that, you know, I've been doing What Not to Wear for 8 years. Okay?
It's already been 8 years.
8 years.
Wow.
So women, if they want to see my work before they buy the app or before they actually buy products, they can tune into TLC at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays and see me in action. And after you watch a couple of weeks, you actually will start seeing, oh, that woman looks like me, or she's got my kind of coloring, and see how I do with these women. See the makeup that I do on them. And then you're going to feel confident and comfortable to be able to download the app, which I think is going on sale. Right now it's on sale for $2.99. Okay. So it's usually $4.99. We're having a sale right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great.
So they can get the app by going to iTunes Store.
That's right.
And it's under Carmindy.
Just Carmindy, yeah.
And you can look that up. Is there any way that they can also find it maybe on your Facebook page, your website?
Absolutely. If you go to Carmindy.com, if you go to dailymakeover.com and read my blog, which is called Get Positively Beautiful, you can find the links to my Twitter, which is Carmindy Beauty, where I even talked about coming here today with you.
You did?
Yeah, last night was funny. I did a mask, and I posted a picture, and then another girl posted a picture. She did a mask, and then all of a sudden all these masks were showing up, so it was really fun.
That is really funny. Yeah, no, what I like about Carmindy is there's really no BS when it comes to kind of like the beauty epidemic, as you want to call it, of women, you know, always trying new things, and you pretty much take away all the gloss and just break it down to what it really is.
I get down and dirty.
You get down and dirty.
I get it down and dirty. It's not all, you know, puppy dogs and moonbeams, and everything's not perfect. Sometimes it gets ugly. I have a chapter in one of my books, the last book that I just wrote, which is Crazy Busy Beautiful, called The Nasties. And it's about,
I know this one.
You know this one? It's about how to cover the pimple and the cold sore and the
hickey. I totally took it out of my. I remember that question. I remember that you have.
That's right.
Our first caller is Cassandra in the United Kingdom. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi.
Hi, Diana, and hi to your guest, Carmindy.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I'm very much the outdoor girl, but I do feel that it's very important to have good skincare.
Yes.
Do you do a lot on the recommendations for keeping your skin in good order? Because I mean, you're talking about, you know, feeling good and feeling good on the inside. Isn't that the basis for putting the makeup on too? Thank you.
Yes, skincare is probably the most important thing because you have to start with a good canvas even before you swipe on a lipstick or a lip gloss. And I write about that in Crazy Busy Beautiful, my last book, all these kind of different skincare tips and tricks. And you don't need to spend a lot of money. That's the myth. There's things at your local drugstore that you can get that are actually really good. And there's things in your own kitchen. So the fact that you're an outdoor woman, I'm very outdoorsy too, so I get it. Sunscreen is a must.
Mm-hmm.
It's a must for health reasons on top of keeping your skin look incredible. So that's number one. Washing your face at night and a good exfoliant. Actually, the best exfoliant is white sugar. Just go in your kitchen, get a handful of white sugar, lather up your face, and scrub with white sugar. That's going to exfoliate all the dead skin cells and make your skin look glowy on its own. So then when you put on a little moisturizer and a sunscreen, you don't even have to put makeup on. Your skin will look glowing and much healthier.
Oh, that's really great. I hope that helps, Cassandra. I'm going to assume it did.
Yes, it's excellent.
Good. And speaking of the sugar, that's not obviously refined. It's not like sweet and low. This is actually granulated.
Granulated sugar, yeah, you want the granules because that's what's actually going to get rid of the surface skin.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the great thing about sugar is it dissipates in water. A lot of almond scrubs that are out there, actually they don't dissipate in water, so they can actually tear your fine skin cells. You have to be careful.
Right.
A lot of girls scrub too hard. With sugar, just lightly kind of swirl on your face in circular motions. And this is a good one for guys because after
Right.
you shave, if you actually do a little sugar scrub, it helps with ingrown hairs.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very good. I know a lot of guys suffer from getting the ingrown hairs and red and rashes, and that's not
And
fun.
what it is, it's because the skin cells are kind of growing over top of that follicle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use a little bit of exfoliant with the sugar, it actually keeps that clear so the hairs will grow straight back out and not back in.
How many times a week should you be exfoliating?
You know, it depends on your skin tone. If you've got fair skin, sensitive skin, you don't want to do it too often. I'd say once or twice a week.
Okay.
The thicker, heavier, oilier your skin is, then you can get away with every other day.
Really? Mm-hmm. That is very beautiful, Carmindy.
Thank you.
Yes, and for people joining us, we are being joined by the Carmindy makeup artist extraordinaire, and we're talking about makeup tips and skin improvement and way that you can kind of improve your overall life by working on the outside first and then having it affect your inside beauty. But one thing you and I have been talking about a lot off camera
Yes.
has been a lot of kind of girl-on-girl crime, as they call it, or women being really hard on themselves. And what advice do you have to girls out there who, you know, maybe are bullying and they don't know it, and how we can kind of prevent that from happening?
Bullying stems from one thing and one thing only, and that is insecurity on the other person's part. What it does is such serious damage that women will carry it with them for the rest of their lives. One of the main things I see on what not to wear when I work with women is I turn them towards the mirror and I say, tell me, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And they said, oh, I see a big forehead, I see little lips, I see fat cheeks. And I said, where does that come from? Oh, when I was in the 4th grade, when I was in the 6th grade, when I was in high school, a boy said this to me, a girl said this to me, my aunt said this to me, my mother said this to me.
Yeah.
And these comments destroy people, and they carry this insecurity for the rest of their lives. So we have to start at the source. You cannot criticize, instead compliment. Why is it so much easier to be like, oh my God, look at her? But it's so hard to see a beautiful woman and say, like, God, you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
What beautiful hair. Look at your eyelashes. What great cheekbones. I want you to start contagious compliments. It's empowering to you. It's empowering to your sisters, your mothers, your daughters, your friends, women on the street. And it'll make you feel really good.
Yeah.
You got to stop. Here's another number one rule. I want you to stop buying the rag mags. No more OK magazines. No more cellulite beach bodies. No more stars without their makeup. Yeah, we want to look because it's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, we're like them. You are like them. I mean, I've said this before. The definition of celebrity is one who is celebrated. So celebrate yourself. Stop the compare and despair game, and stop tearing other women down. You've got to stop.
And the thing that's interesting is just because there is a beautiful woman in the room, it doesn't take away your beauty.
No.
And I think so many women kind of give up their power in that sense as girls, and then as they grow into adult women, and they kind of look around and they're like, oh, well, if she's beautiful and she's getting attention, that means that I'm ugly and I'm not good enough. And you can be a beautiful woman standing next to another beautiful woman. And I think that's so empowering when you are, like, side by side with Carmindy. I embrace who she is. It doesn't threaten me, and I love that women like her are out there because it makes my work easier.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Again, it's about sharing that energy. I have been in many rooms with the most beautiful women in the world, working with supermodels and celebrities, and a lot of times they're also the most insecure women I've ever met, some of the most unhappy women I've ever met, and none of them have confidence. I've then been in a room with women that are maybe not conventionally what society portrays as the idea of beauty, that are confident, powerful, they've accomplished things, and I see beauty all around me, and that's the room I want to be in. And so it really is all about your attitude. Now, what's confusing and conflicting, I think, today, and you'll agree with me, is that we see a lot of beautiful women doing very bad things. We see this on a lot of the reality TV shows, a lot of the really bad behaving reality TV shows. The shorter the skirts get, the lower cuts, the tops, the makeup comes on, the hair gets bigger, and then they start acting. Now, it's okay. I don't say criticize, I say make an observation. But that's not the best behavior you should have. Instead of just criticizing the way she looks, it's better an observation than a criticism.
No, I definitely would agree with how, we're behaving. And for some reason, I feel, and I'm not criticizing our gender, but I feel in so many ways with all the pioneering that we've done, there's this section, it's minority group of women that are kind of pulling us back with this reality TV, bad behavior, with being mean to other women on blogs, and it really does hurt. Just because you think that someone is on a pedestal and you think your words are not going to affect them, it does.
It always does. It really does. And, I was actually meeting with a friend of mine who has a 14-year-old daughter who started quoting all these horrible sayings that she was watching on one of these shows. Oh, and I just said, you got to get rid of your TV.
You're like, censor.
Yeah, you got to turn that off, because a young girl at 14 should be saying positive, empowering things, because she's got a big road ahead of her. If she's already starting off with criticisms towards other women and mimicking bad behavior, she's set on a bad road. So it's up to us as women to set examples. We need to actually set an example by stopping watching some of these horrible shows, because people always say, oh, it's society and media. Well, we're society, and we actually dictate what the media gives to us by supply and demand. If we stop demanding it, they'll stop feeding it to us.
I absolutely agree with that, and it was something that I just felt we needed to discuss here, because Carmindy represents inner and outer beauty, and especially to our clients, especially to our fans. And I think sometimes people get a little confused as what beauty really is.
That's right. And you got to remember, too, it's all about a balance in life. So, yes, the most important thing is working on the inside, empowering, enlightening yourself, learning how to change and better yourself. That should be a lifelong goal that you should never stop doing. But then also putting your best self forward by, doing that beautiful feminine ritual that I talk about, and making yourself look the best you can be. But you also have to have the balance. Don't go overboard. Don't get obsessive. Don't think about it 24/7.
That's another trick that I've learned is, and this is just me, but I don't go on a scale. I go based on how I feel. I actually went to the doctors for like an annual checkup, and the woman said, oh, get on the scale. I said, okay, but don't tell me the number. And they laughed at me, and they said, why? I said, well, because I never know. And I go by how I feel, how I look in clothes, and that's it.
I actually had a woman walk up to me recently and say, how does it feel being a television personality, the pressures of being a full-figured woman? Now, I'm a size 4'6".
What?
And I work very hard at it, and I eat well, and I go to the gym every day. And I thought, wow, have we become so screwed up that is, something you would say. And it's like, and I looked at her and said, you know what, I'm healthy enough that I can climb a mountain with a backpack on and hike all the way up without breaking a sweat. So it's about healthy activities and not the size, the shape, the number, because no matter how small you are, they'll criticize. No matter how big you are, they're going to criticize. You can't pay attention to any of it. No. I don't care what size or shape you are or how you look. It's all about how you feel and what you can accomplish each and every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And we already ran out of time, which is shocking to me, but not really that shocking knowing how Carmindy and I can talk. But I want everyone to know, again, where they can download your app.
Yes, you just go to the iTunes store and download the Carmindy app.
Also, you can follow her on Twitter at Carmindy Beauty.
Carmindy Beauty is my Twitter, and Carmindy.com is the website.
And yes, and also on Facebook, which is just Carmindy. So you guys can download that app, and I hope that you've enjoyed our discussion. We will be back on Friday with singer-songwriter Mike Errico, who's a former editor at Blender Magazine, and he'll be joining us about his new album. Carmindy, thank you again.
Oh, I love coming here, honey.